Salute them. Hope for you say.
This ain't not a kush. No, not a kush. No, not a kush. Oh yeah, yeah, you feel them. What are they on me eye? We are the see me sister them. They die in the street. Oh, me I can feel them. When you they see me brother them in the streets. Yeah, some they link they not. Some lay down a guts at the sleep. Oh. So when I ask them, tell me say na kush. Nike pull roll and son of them food. They prefer for left the house, them gonna get so all day they kush. Oh yeah, say not a kush. Me brother don't want before him them. Say not a kush. So they use the old age man youngest. Say not a kush. Youth them just they die. Say not a kush. Sorry we say that's a cushion. Hey, push for die. Say that's a cushion. Papa government help we are. Say that's a cushion. Hey, push for die. Say that's a cushion. What for you to say? Is it on? That's all we say. Say make we help cushion salon. But we like.
Fumble them on a good evening, on a good afternoon, on a good morning, depending on usai una fen una sef na the world. As usual, I hope life has been kind with you. Life has treated you kindly. If it not treat you kindly, we pray say, by God in grace, you will experience the kindness of life. So today again, we don't so for can't talk about salon issues. And today, I will give you a small update for the Mpox. And then we go talk Rob pan two major topics them. The first one na waiting we know so far, but just yours because in those letters there is no J. So if I say Josh or your, it's yours Lidecker. So waiting we know so far the Guardian writes something, and then I know say inside this week one journalist, international journalists with a salon, they do some work inside salon. They mean suspect them say they on espionage. Espionage we mean say can spy, can look. That look where you they do and where person or they see you or no they notice you. So they mean call a police, they interrogate them, they comply with all the interrogation, and from waiting we know, they left them. And then we go also talk about with Salon sister. Where many of una know as a matter of fact, because she's an entertainer. As a matter of fact, I believe say the way beaucoup of unu post-war-term or before the war or after the war, the way beaucoup of unu take know this woman here. Now because even they dance, if I'm not mistaken, I think say even dance with Charlie Afner, Freetown Players, he dance with a few dance troupe them. He dance with the David Vandy. As a matter of fact, David Vandy then you waiting and call not to be so much of a dance troupe, now be more of acting. Right? If you remember then they. So David Vandy of VOA of Voice of America, then 10 and then a salon way been there, 98.1, then said been get some acting, troop them. Where una know say this news here so don't make headline since December where he left Canada. He go participate na one show where then they call House of Stars na salon again as an entertainer, and I believe say na yana Canada he dey work with na the how they call them social or the welfare unit, right? Work with people mental health, social work, then kind thing, and then I am Canada, I go back to school, go educate himself, empower himself, and what have you. Left say they go contest na this show, and then we see who side and arrest them middle the show on live television. So we need for talk about this because it don't appear in a court 3 term and 3 term then refuse for grant and bail. It no kill person, na talk. So waiting for make somebody when not kill person, the only offense she committed was exercising her right to the freedom of speech. Yes, I know for say some of una go say in exercising those rights, it also come with responsibility. Agreed 100%, and I will be the very first person to say that. However, there are things that are matters of the state and there are things that are civil matters. Okay? Waiting happen and waiting then charge and wait, that is not a matter of state. That is a civil matter. And the so-called people that were involved allegedly, they've been reached out to and they say they have no hand in it. So if the people involved have no hand in it, which is one of them are the first lady, and granted, this Awa Yaso grew up with the first lady as a matter of fact. So it is not like Awa and the first lady, they are new to each other. They're not new to each other at all. They two grew up together. Okay? So why still this woman left in job now, so go for a particular show. I think that show must be coming to an end now. And I know for say we can't to anything and they may not pay attention, so I don't know how we begin or how we end. But what is more important here is the human being involved, right? She's left the job, she's got her 3 children here, she's a divorcee. I know her husband very well because Canada big. But because me own family, them in the Calgary, especially, usai happen for married and born and picking them for the longest time, it means that the salon community in Calgary are also very are also very aware of who is who, whether they mix or not, are very, very, very aware. I go reach to that side the first time I encounter Awa and this and that and what have you. And me own personal view and opinion about her. And also why I think say if there was ever a crime committed, she has more than served a sentence. That is what I strongly believe. Now, when I know say before we can sit down and this show you so proper, I can give you an update of the Mpox na the country. So usai we dey. Unfortunately, today I'm not able to give una an update. That is because the ministry itself not update the system or not provide updates to the public since the 26th of January. So the last update we I give una last week. Now the same update now in the ministry still they post as an update. So nothing all day for make I can't tell una na yaso. And the reason why make I dey say this is because I promised that every Saturday I go dey amplify the ministry in message as to how they go inside the Mpox treatment, either spread or treatment or recovery. But unfortunately today I don't get nothing for Giona, based on the simple fact that say the ministry self responsible for tell we how they go, then self no updates, then to we from January 26. And this is the thing about us, is that sometimes we start something and we do not put a system of continuity in place. If you don't in the habit for the update every Sunday, make sure say every Sunday you update until there are 0 cases, right? Until the thing is completely eviscerated, completely gone. But this thing also can begin something with zeal and then halfway through we tap lethargic. Fine. I am kind of a bit disappointed because I look forward to bringing this updates every weekend for make we know, how we are doing on that front. But I'm not getting nothing for that today, unfortunately. So before we cross over to this, Yosh Bajeka history, I want for take a minute and talk about a documentary that I watched about half an hour ago, as a matter of fact, before the show begin. I get this habit of watching like French news in French as often as I'm able to. As a matter of fact, most of the time, if I work, I have a news, I don't take to the habit of listening to the news in French instead of in English. And the reason why I do that is simple. So that I maintain my listening of the French language with accuracy and rapidity, right? That I don't lose it, that I don't lose, I don't lose the rapidity with which I understand the language, or that I'm capable to speak the language. So even though I know they talk back, at least if I able listen and hear everything where they go on, then at least I know that I still have a good grasp, a good command of the language. Then when I'm gonna walk, most of the time I can switch between English and French. Sometimes in meetings I will go completely French, but most of the time I maintain my second language, because English is not my first language, it's my second language. French is my third language. I maintain my second language, which is English, right? So something, I watched a documentary. It was about a half an hour documentary about Salone, but more especially Freetown. And as I watched this documentary, I thought and fit say, if me they do show like this, it's very important for me to also bring the awareness. If we not take time with the way we dey go, this slum dwelling, getting rid of our mangroves, because the wood where the mangroves they produce is very, very good, now good quality wood, and therefore people and they go now the mangroves, then they cut them, use the wood for billows, for make furniture and this, that. Waiting we slowly they do is that we dey slowly extinct that place where they call Freetown, especially Freetown. Bonds Island gets in your wahala because the same thing is happening as well in Bonds Island. So I listened to this documentary as a way the French News International been they do a documentary about the ecosystem, climate change, impact of climate change, and as a matter of fact, Listen to this, people. This is very serious. Okay. The documentary, inside the documentary, then talk say freedom is at the most risk, okay, of disappearance. When I say disappearance, for lost inside water, make I put an clear tone. For lost inside water, for making the host them or the whatever on the fetch for on they kill people and for the land then right now, they grab people and land then this that. It's at the most risk for disappear if we know make sure say we restore we mangroves then and also we stop sand mining. Then show Krube, then show Bond, then show all the places them around the peninsula and others. Then show John Obe because then say when they don't done when they don't Nyamaku, they don't finish the peninsula that John Obe now then they. Even though the government put a law say they cannot mine but 3 times per week, they like that law is being eviscerated. And a law will not exist because all the old net people in the mine. And basically what you are doing is that you are destroying the ecosystem. And what that's going to lead to, like when I don't see and then other place them, where the water come, it don't swell all thing. It force una out of una natural habitat them. Then una get for go, una displace people then una get for go look for new habitats them for day. But now then new habitats then won't offend una self, then new dwellings then they won't offend una self. Una continue for mine the sands then they. So it's like history has not taught you anything. Some people then say, then right now, then can left the island. I forget the name of the island, not the one I born to, another one. Because mosquito no dey, the place fresh, the breeze they blow fine. And they ask them, say, well, una go sit down, I also tell the water can carry una go because una in the water now 5 and 6 right now. Now they say, well, they don't get money for move, then go want the government intervention. They will require government intervention to relocate them. And I know a lot of people have criticized the mayor of Freetown about the intervention in planting trees. But the truth is that through this documentary, so are able to see because they show, you know, listen, I know for say, how they call them, aerial view, not a lie. You know they lie. How you see you take the drone, you pass them, and you take the drone, you pass them again, you know they lie. And so I have hesitated sometimes to talk about the importance of what they do in planting the amount of trees where they plant in Freetown, especially Freetown, and trying to restore the mangroves. It is very, very important. So in watching this documentary, I was able to see the aerial view, right, of 20 hectares of land where then destroy in less than 2 years. I see the before, I see the after. Waiting mangroves, people cutting woods rampantly. And then I see the destruction where it posed. I also see the side side the mayor don't plant chicken right now. I also saw the before what it used to look like, right? Destruction of the ecosystem. And now through that intervention day, what it looks like now. And so I hope and pray that all them trees then they survive, right? Wherein they can breeze, they blow. Like last year, you guys in Sierra Leone, in Freetown, not only in Freetown, in some of the provinces, you experienced one of the worst raining season known to you guys ever. There was heavy flooding, heavy flooding, not only of the roads, but of homes, houses destroyed, all at the villages and things like that. But guess what, people? When I see, I don't know, between Bo and Kenema, Usai, there was a mild earthquake happened where the ground lift up. And I see the wreckage where happened there, not so. It is important for us to take care of our inhabitants. It is important for us to take care of our surroundings them. I cannot emphasize this enough. That is why at Hope for Youth, and I know for say at the inside Hope for Youth, Sierra Leone. At Hope for Youth, we make a mandatory as one of the priorities them of all of the chapters is that they have to take care of their ecosystem. They have to do something that helps preserve their ecosystem, because the truth is that the ecosystem they in danger in Freetown. Period. Waiting me I seen at that documentary today, I cannot ignore. Everybody where they in there on a big alagba thief money mansions they want at the bill. I know they say they want they will work in honest too. I know they say they want they will work in honest too. We use blood, sweat and tears for bill waiting and below. But I they say they and yampi them. While una they build una big mansion, then please remember to plant some trees around. Yeah? Not to for make the host no more, you don't know more. Some trees. Preserve the host. If you don't thief the money, don't build the host, at least make sure so you put safeguards in place for preserve should in case any ola. That's all I am saying. Freetown is in danger. Okay? Like I said, Freetown is in danger of extinction. Extinction in the fact that it goes submerged inside the water. Because when I remember, I will say Freetown is surrounded by water. As a matter of fact, let us leave the whole Freetown. As a matter of fact, the land that we love is surrounded by water. So if we do not put structures and safeguards in place to be able to coexist with our water day, guess what thing? Water not to you papa. Water not to you mama. You go make way, you go fending way. So the best you can do is put structures in place to make sure say the water day in day and the human beings themselves day in day. I just felt the urge to talk about this because I deemed it very, very important, because me na a Freetonian, a Freeton Peking, and they are born. And they are born. And they me papa born. Well, me late papa. And they born. So it's very, very important we can talk about that. Okay. I know say some man go say, what about your mama? Me mommy no born na Freetown. Don't forget about that. Anyways, now make we go to matters arising. How about we look at waiting the Guardian tell we this week? The Guardian newspaper come out na do. Make we hear waiting the Guardian tell we this week. Make we read. Okay, so now this according to the Guardian, and remember the phone lines are open even before I begin read. Like I tell with viewers and listeners, say our phone lines are open. You are free to call at any time. This show na me and Unu Getan. Not to me one grain no more Getan. You know, today I left me hair out. Make you see me small gray hair. I come from a family that grays very quickly. We dey gray when we're very, very young. As a matter of fact, if I don't mistake, some of we they begin gray when we're in our 20s. Some of we they gray massively in our 30s. By the time we turn 40, if you not take 10, depending on which side the gene hits you, some of we they gray quite significantly, sometimes even 50%. And then and so on and so forth. So this is waiting and can call them. This is nurture. This is nurture plus a bit of wisdom. Okay, nurture plus a bit of wisdom. Okay, you know, so this na nature, nurture plus a bit of wisdom. Now they happen now so right now. So sometimes it is good to show the grey, because I can tire away some man can sit on the can tell say look this small picking. Yes, small picking in relevance to maybe your age or what have you, and I expect that. But also, hey, give me my flower, okay? Oh my goodness. Okay, so we North American toll-free number now 1866 944 7722. We local UK line na +44 208089 455. We Australia line na +6129 098 4337. We WhatsApp number na +1 232 997 5828. And don't forget to say you can catch us live in the land, right? Through through 91.9 FM. Now don't forget for download we apps them as well. Now the VOS apps, now them you know, Google Play Store as well as the Apple Store. All right, let's rumble, people. Let's rumble. Okay, so now this news na in comot na the Guardian, and the Guardian newspaper, and I know for saying a newspaper obviously we can tell credible news, and I am following as well you know, Africa Confidential. You know, then by months, now then they release things, and I shall say this not go be the last paper, not go be the only paper where they write about within the go on with Josh Leidecker and the Salone government and the government of the Netherlands, right? Let us read what we know so far. So revealed, Fugitive Dutch Drug Lord has been in Sierra Leone for at least 2 years. So when this news first broke, everybody say now for about 6 months that at least the Dutch government or the Netherlands government been don't know about the fact that, I would say the Dutch government been don't know about the fact that this man done this alone for the past 6 months. But now the Guardian they revealed to we say this man done this alone for the past 2 years. What has he been doing in Sierra Leone for the past 2 years? Because 2 years na long term, 2 years not a picking term, honestly. 2 years na long term. I mean for say if you born picking 2 years, you don't get in teeth where smile, they see and full. Now yeah, not all in teeth then go don't come out. Mean say they eat tranga rest. It mean for say if you not take time, you go into battle with beef for yourself. Anyways, let's go. Sources place Johannes Leidecker in West African country since at least December 2022. Make we continue for read the article and see what in the article say. It says one of Europe's most wanted drug lord has been living in Sierra Leone for at least 2 years, spending time at nightclubs and house parties, sources have told The Guardian. I will continue for caller Yosh, and I forget because it's easy. Yosh, a Dutch national, has been sentenced in absentia to decades in prison for offenses including cocaine trafficking on a vast scale and ordering a murder. In September, Dutch police said he remained missing and offered a 200,000 euro, okay, reward for any information leading to his arrest. A dramatic development last month that sent ripples through international law enforcement circle. Lijeka was seen attending a New Year's Eve Day church service with Sierra Leone's presidential family in footage posted on Facebook by the country's First Lady. The article goes on to read, just the wait. Rota, which verified the footage using facial recognition technology, quoted sources that said he had been benefiting from high-level protection in Sierra Leone, one of a number of West African transit points for cocaine trafficking from South America to Europe. Responding to the footage, Dutch prosecutors said Lijeka had been living in Sierra Leone for at least 6 months. But Lijeka's presence can now be dated back to at least December 2022. Multiple sources told The Guardian that he was present at a New Year's Eve party that year at the Mamba Point Resort in the capital Freetown. The testimony corroborated footages that had been circulating in Sierra Leone of a man who resembled Lijeka involved in a fracas at a nightclub. Well, una know for say, if una been dey watch the show last week, una know for say I talk about that nightclub issues with the VOS. The VOS them when are these Lebanese born Sierra Leonean Lebanese them where they own different businesses them, where one of the VOS in nephew get into an altercation with Yosh, and then there were footages, video of that altercation there. So now we know for sure say this man don't dey inside that country there for more than 6 months. And this actually then confirms that this man indeed don't dey inside this country like the Guardian they allege for 2 years, because the time of this incident, when this incident happened, it was 2 years ago, like they said, on New Year's Eve at a club party, right? Analysis of the footage shows it had been filmed at Mamba Point. At one point, the word Happy New Year 2023 can be seen on the screen in the background. So obviously, for make them see na the screen Happy New Year 2023, it means that they were in 2022 crossing over to 2023 where this Bombosoro Yaso happened between them. So which affirmatively confirms, according to the Guardian, that Yosh, the drug baron, has been, what I want to say, loving Mama Salone for 2 years, right? Make we continue. So this now the footage, right, of that, and obviously I can tell say now the guy in face not the hide. Now the footage of the Mamba points, which happen at the Mamba points place. So let's keep reading the article. Okay, so the article goes on to say that sources also placed Lijeka at a house party hosted by a popular Lebanese couple in the Toke Beach area in December 2023. Footage from the party shows a man resembling Lydecker in attendance. The sources said that Lydecker had been in a relationship with Agnes Bio, a daughter of Sierra Leone's President Julius Maada Bio. Lydecker and Bio were seated next to each other in the church service footage from 1st January this year. Bio is the president's daughter from a previous relationship with Zainab Kande, Sierra Leone's consul to Morocco. She served as an external representative of Sierra Leone on the UN Security Council. The Dutchman was also present at Maada Bio's farm in his hometown of Tinham during a visit in 2024. According to an official in the presidency who spoke anonymously, footages of a man resembling Lydecker had been in circulation, showing him being cheered by villagers as he bent to harvest rice. Let us continue. So this now a still image of that footage there where they go pick the rest now the rest farm. Make we continue. It says Lydecker, who has assumed numerous aliases and nicknames including Bolo Yosh, was sentenced in absentia by the Rotterdam court last June to 24 years in prison for six drug transport totaling 7,000 kilograms of cocaine, an armed robbery in Finland, and ordering the murder of an associate. He was also given a 10-year sentence in absentia by a court in Belgium in September over an attempt to smuggle drugs via the port of Antwerp in 2020. Organized criminal groups have long used West African countries as a staging port for cocaine shipments from South America to Europe. The revelations about Lydecker came at an awkward moment for the authorities in Sierra Leone, which last month recalled its ambassador from neighboring Guinea after 7 suitcases containing suspected cocaine were found in an embassy vehicle. Make we continue. It says, after the first reports emerged of Lydecker's presence in Sierra Leone, authorities in Freetown said President had no knowledge about the identity and the issues detailed in the report about the individual in question. The presidency officially told The Guardian that the presidency had been unaware of Lydecker's background until a Reuters report on 24th January. The official gave no further detail. In a press conference last week, the Freetown Inspector General of Police, William Fayaselu, said an open source investigation onto the footage from 1st January had determined that the individual in the picture being circulated online is called Umar Sharif. Let's keep going. Raids have been conducted at specific locations where this individual was said to be present and he has not been found. Yet, Selu said, he declined to say how the identity of the man had been determined or whether Umar Sharif and Lajeka are the same person. The information minister, Chernobyl, told the same press conference that investigators were looking into whether the man they had identified had been in the country for more than 6 months. I don't think they, meaning the police, have established a definite time frame yet, Barr later told the Guardian. At this stage, they are comfortable to say that records for the past 6 months don't reveal that person via any formal entry point in our country. It remains unclear if Lajeka is still in Sierra Leone. Last week, the Dutch Justice Minister said an extradition request has been sent to authorities in the country. A representative of the Dutch Justice Ministry did not respond to our request for comment. And this marks the end of this reading. So few things of note right now is that according to the investigation of the Guardian, or investigations conducted by the Guardian, whereas we've been failed say just like the Cadom in day salon for the last 6 months, or waiting the Dutch authority they say them be aware of in presence for the last 6 months. Now, according to footages, and video not a lie, get timestamp banner. According to footages and numerous, eyewitnesses there, we say this man here so Salon breeze done the blow him for the past 2 years. That the Atlantic breeze done the blow him inside Salon for the past 2 years. And that this man here so don't they attend businesses them, party them, even some of Lebanese party them, or this, that. So high tops party them in the inside it. So what we know so far is that we know for say this man here so don't live in a different country. We know so he don't live in Dubai, we know so he don't live in Morocco, we know so he don't live in Turkey. We know so he don't kill, he don't shoot, he don't thief, we know so he a cocaine baron. The question where I asked last week and I go remain for ask is that, Mr. President, sir, if you see dog, other dog, they can smell you dog in the end. You know one for no side that dog they come with another dog they now. Because from all indication, this Agnesia, so she is your favorite daughter or one of your favorite child. So if I see dog they can sniff, a male dog they can sniff me female dog, me woman dog, I think say the onus is upon me for no who done this dog here so in honor. I no go just sit down no more say, this dog here so, it don't big. This dog here so don't big. So it don't big for born pikin. As also you want for control the breed of pikin where the dog go born. So this is where the control of who done are the owner of this dog here so they sniff me on dog in the end. So basically what am I saying? If you see someone constantly with your daughter, around your daughter, picking interest at your daughter, and you see your daughter canoodling and being cozying up to this person, I think so you for ask questions. And if you ask questions and then questions, then they're not satisfactory to you. You as the president, you get every what I call it, astuce, every tricks and every techniques available to you Do it incognito. Put you investigators there, make them they follow this person here, so make them investigate this person here, so make them know who done at this person here, so who done in mommy, who done in papa, who say he come out, who da born am, whose country come on, na in country, na a good standing citizen or not a good standing citizen. I think say as papa, these are some of the questions that I would have expected you to ask, so that today your family is not in the hot waters that it is right now. Okay, let us say that this girl was a target. I don't know. Let us presume she was a target, simply based on the fact that, her mother is a, special whatever advisor in Morocco, or special delegation role in Ghana, Morocco, and so therefore she the girl has spent a lot of time in Morocco, where maybe possibly she might have become a target. How did she become a target? Who facilitated this time? Because they say it was not sell you treat not go by you. Uda inside you house, Uda inside you kotoku. Uda go inside you kotoku, reach inside, go under, dig under the bushel and pull come out. Who that? I think these are some of the questions you're asking yourself. Did you trust people you ought not to have trusted? Did you leave your family open and unprotected, and so therefore it was very easy for the sniper to come in? The other question we would ask, I know for say last week I made the case about our porous borders and things like that. So therefore we have a lot of entry into Sierra Leone in land, sea, and air. Now because of the simple fact that we know for say this man also been done date Turkey and don't hold Turkish passport. And we know for say one of our entry points have been managed by who? By Turkish. If you know also been done Turkey, been done hold Turkish passport, and one of our major entry points is being managed by people from that nation. One of the questions that I would want to ask, or I hope the investigators have looked into, is that they have checked the logbook of every plane that has landed in Sierra Leone since me no go even go wait say December where the first footage of her emerge. I will go a full year back. So every plane that has landed in the shores of Sierra Leone since 2021, somewhere back in 2021, I will request to have the footage and the full log of who the passengers were. And when I say every plane, that includes private planes as well. That includes chartered flights as well. Because one thing you want to establish, you want to eliminate the fact that say this man so no use we runways them, that he wasn't trafficked into our country using our airways and our runway. Want to establish that. So I hope the investigators have taken time to look into that, to look at all of those CCTV footages that are at the airport, look at all of the logs that are at the airport, confiscate all of the CCTV footage cameras that are at the airport, look at all of the logs of private, personal jets, whatever commercial that has ever or that has made land, we don't land now the shores of Sierra Leone since 2021. Because if it is said that this man not in Freetown since 2022, the possibility for him to have been in Freetown since 2021 is also very likely. So that is one way of eliminating that. Now when it comes to the water, they open. So it is very hard to track in entry through that point there. When it comes to we borders, then we borders are not secure. So it is hard to track the entry to that point. But there is one thing you can immediately eliminate. Because the resources are there, the materials are there, the technologies, I would hope, I would hope $270 million. I would hope that for $270 million, that the materials, that the resources, the technologies were put in place to be able to do this. I would hope. I would hope. I definitely would hope. And so there's for following this. So we were just sitting with this, the Guardian information. We were just sitting with this. Obviously, some of them are a repetition of thoughts. Some of these facts we've already known. We were just sitting with this Guardian story. And so, like I say, if you're able to eliminate, then they say, can't through airport, neither through personal, private, commercial or otherwise. Can't we airspace them, use we airspace them for land now we airport and make entry into Sierra Leone, right? If we're able to eliminate that, they clearly and can tell the public, say we don't look through every footage them dating back so and so time to so and so time, and we can say with authority, with gusto, that if any international Interpol agents were to come and comb these footages, they would see nothing buried. I use my word carefully. I did not say they would find nothing. I said they would see nothing buried. Meaning that whether then to nobody complete the system from now till December, whether then go na the cash system, whether then go na the eliminated data, whether then go na the data way that's been manipulated and thought buried, but can be revived, they no go see nothing to Thompson, because those manning our airports, their hands are clean, their hands are good. They care for the nation just as we, the indigenes, care for the nation. Then at least we can say we don't eliminate one side. And then we can begin to ask the question, who facilitated his entry into the country? Because whether he land by how he landed, there must be some form of facilitation. Somebody welcomed him. Somebody welcomed him at some point. Somebody tell Ankabo Kushe. Udan that person they will tell Ankabo Kushe. Or Udan them people and they will tell Ankabo Kushe. That also needs to be determined. And were these people privy to the fact that they know who that they deal with before they decide for tell Ankabo Kushe na the land? Or were they also completely ignorant of the fact of who this individual is before they decide for tell Ankabo Kushe, meaning that they were just doing their job, or they were just being a Sierra Leonean, that we are having good spirit, having the welcoming spirit within us, and always welcoming people. We need to establish that. And so I will hope when the authorities then come and when the Minister of Communication come, these are some of the things that they're going to bring to we, the ordinary floor members them, right? That they're going to bring to the ordinary floor members them, because these are some of the information that will help and put the mind and ease the stress or the anxiety of the ordinary floor members then. If you understand what I am saying. Because these are key information. And so now, before I harp on the development that was to follow this week, following the release of the Guardian news, the other question now, where we get not for VOS Salone authorities them, now for the Netherlands authority, Dutch authorities them. The other question that we should ask is that, If this person, if you know the follow in Israel, you don't monitor him, you knew that he was in Morocco, you knew at one point he was in Dubai, you knew at one point he was in Turkey, and you are also aware that he made his way to Sierra Leone. Why did the authority in the Netherlands or the Dutch authority, why make them wait till BBC broke the news? And it became international news in the fact that BBC picked up this news, so which means that it reverberated all of Europe. America pick up this news, which means now say America self don't get interest. Why make them wait until that 10 days before they come out and say we have been aware of this? These are some of the questions we should be asking. Even as we are dealing with our counterparts, we also need for we also need for pinpoint. We also need for pinpoint areas of lacunas. Because not all we no more na we own side get lacunas them. Then self then on your own side and back get lacunas them, get gaps them. So if you've been tracing this person all along, and according to this article, you know this person has made, they don't make house na salon for let's say 2 years, right? According to the article, say this person don't make house na salon 2 years. How come you never flagged it? How come it never made news on your end until the BBC flagged it? And it became international interest. It went from your own little periphery. It now became an interest of the British then became interested. Other parts of Europe became interested. The American became interested. Interpol is asking questions because now this man then read that tiggy. How come una not bring this thing come out? How come the world didn't know about the fact that there's someone from your country who has been charged, like according to waiting it in so 10 years in Belgium, the Netherlands, they don't charge them for murder, they don't charge them for drug trafficking, they don't charge them for other things back in Belgium. Netherlands, Dutch, not to Belgium, no other country. How come we not make any signs? And the other question that we also have to ask is that Netherlands not been they oblivious to the fact that say not get extradition treaty with Salone. So this even make the question even much more important as to say you not get extradition treaty with that country. But for say somebody where you don't sentence to more than 2 decades, so 20 plus years, then one country. For say that person there for serve in sentence because now for a dangerous crime. You not get in touch with that country there and begin put things in place for make sure say you secure the person where you need. And how come also it took them over 2 weeks after this incident broke? It took them more than 2 weeks after this incident broke internationally for make them request extradition. How come? How come? So to the Dutch authority, we get question for them. We get question for them. Was it a situation that, make we the monitor them, sometimes make not come back in this country. Okay, we don't sentence them, we don't abscond. Okay, don't abscond. So like is it not a Potiphar, I mean do I don't remember again, they mix up me Bible bastard. Caesar. Give unto Caesar what belongs to Caesar and give unto God waiting belong to God. Is it a situation where the Netherlands was there and come out because guess what? The problem not there within the periphery anymore. The problem has evaded, the problem has absconded their periphery. The problem not in the backyard again. The problem not inside the bedroom again. The problem not in the parlor again. Say, oh yeah, this you don't turn out a manual problem now. So long as you not come back inside, you know what I mean? So long as you not come back inside, so for can cause problem, for continue for do what they do. This why so. Like Caesar, let me wash my hands. Could it have been? So these are some of the questions that me are going to expect, say the Sierra Leone authorities then going to ask, that the Minister of Information going to come out, and because these are thought-provoking questions that you need to throw to the public, that say that then thing they are so back, we self they explore, and then questions they are so we self they ask. Since you say you know not of whom they speak of, thou had no knowledge of whom thou speakest of. Thou had no knowledge of whom thou speakest of. So therefore, in convincing us, the common floor member, these are some of the questions that were me, anyways, as a host of this show, feel say una for the bring calm and una for the explain, talk through when una they do una press conference then. Why did it take the Dutch authorities so long to even acknowledge the fact that they were aware of this man being in our country, knowing that you have rendered him more than 2 decades of sentence? And this is not sentence that he has served already. This is sentencing that is pending to be served. And you know how nefarious this person can be? You know, even tip the Salone government and say, hey, tip. You know, not for say somebody there now in a country by the name of this, because according to waiting we hear, police no be no, army no no, soldier no no, how they call it, Minister of Defense no no, Foreign Affairs no no, nobody in a Salone no no nothing. So why you not tip your foreign counterpart? So again, I ask the question, could it have been a situation of water on duck's back, so long as not a we own problem right now for deal with, una go deal with Sunday, so long as you know the inside, so we happy for monitor, and may just they go no more like we breeze they blow fly. May just continue they go no more like we breeze they blow fly, so long as the breeze not blow and come back now, so we are okay. One reviewer, they say, Matilda, all this you're talking about, this guy has not been checked, okay? What do you mean by it has not been checked? Were you not on the show last week when I read the African Confidential? Have you not been here when I just read the Guardian newspaper, the investigation? Have you not read the BBC analysis about this guy? Do you not frequent international newspapers to see what is going on? At least if you now this now oversee what wanted, just like where Akam broke the news about the mangroves, you know, the lack of mangroves in our country, you know, the sand mining and the erosion and waiting under the brink and free tongue. Listen to news, people. It is part of educating yourself. Not only need for cancer on so they can blab all day and then you call me Matilda la human. Listen to news. Not because you dey oversee me for say you had all thing for dey oversee. Because this oversee what they I don't tell una say if we are not careful, take get for can and get for take them book them and we earn. So it is better we make usai we come out. So that way they if they say go say oh yeah thank you we get place for go lay down. Let me take the caller. Caller, waiting on your name and no show you the call from, please.
Yes, Madam Matilda, good evening. This is Fode Mustafa again.
Yes,
Thank
good
you very
evening,
much.
sir.
Yes, I want to start from last week. You will give some information. I go one let cross check the information. You
Yes, sir.
say EBK be stop the investigation of the transport minister.
Yes,
Number
sir.
one, let me just talk about what I know if it happened. When the
Okay,
plane
before
land
you
in
before
Afito,
you talk, sir, before you talk, I'll just give you my source. WikiLink. You know that there was a
no,
time when a
no,
lot
no,
of
well, there are times when
WikiLink,
we have
a
the
lot
raw
of
information.
documents hidden. No, I
Yes,
will give you time. A lot of hidden
no,
information
yeah,
were stored, and WikiLink
yeah.
released those information. That was one of the
Oh.
information on Sierra Leone that WikiLeaks released, sir. Go ahead, sir.
Okay, that was wrong information from WikiLink because somebody na input and they where the plane land na him the as then the rumor they go say oh would happen what you know happen na him EBK suspend Kemo say and from all the investigation what happened they no one they mention in name they hold two guy them where the other guy I don't forget both of their name but they were tried and then sent to American prison. So that maybe happened that plane. And the second information we bring you want to talk about, you say they must arrest somebody in the former vice president in VOS or in office
Yes.
or as assistant. Let me just tell you about that report from Al Jazeera where Nasurius Naimbi make that documentary. The information what I first get for you, that was his last documentary where he sell to a major network because of the controversies them way happen on that documentary, the inconsistencies them because they look and say like he stage the them of some of the incident the way he report. So now the Nangam see now the last report done the way he do and he became quiet. So some of these things that we know them will not die it. So we will say it with authority saying that this name will happen. So what did you talk about today about the investigation of this fellow? I don't want to we fool yourself about this. They say you dey investigate where you don't know. These people are not investigating anybody because the person who they say when I investigate, if you didn't have missed just this week or last week, and then another video been come out which says so feel like they hug that guy there. So you don't see this person here close to the president in Peking. You don't see this person here with a lot of people associated with the ruling party. Well, Matilda, small paran, they no able investigate am and pull an office. Now what thing get for do with the president? Now he then they go investigate. Would that get mind go investigate where you go not go lose his job? And where everything at this country now about party. So we are just wasting our time. I mean, thinking that somebody they go investigate. If you hear it, way tell not the talk. It go hear it say they don't feed them with information where it find difficult for can talk. We they talk about say for go take that guy within a Holland. He say incidentally, if you talk, would that would give you that kind of person where we say they know the kind of governance we get. The man he has not been convicted for any crime. They know say now opponents issues them where they criticize government. They don't listen to the guy who do them. So you they see the thing they say. This is very difficult for even the one who they can't talk. If this not get for if not be any opposition person any associated with this kind of thing, we don't see what did happen. But these people are not investigating anybody. Then just sit down there, then they try for make sure say, oh, we are investigating. You know, Salone investigation. When you get for do against the government, they investigate, they arrest people and put in a cell. But when you stay against for the government, then say investigate, put on a shelf, do their things as normal, and nobody's been held for or accountable or for an interview. So now I will go on top on this. Then I thank you very much.
Okay, thank you very much, sir. So, about the information wagi last week, this was information obviously that made international news. It's not hidden, the sources are not hidden. And if the information wagi and way they out internationally, and also within the possession of other government, the hands of other governments, then if that information was wrong at the time, the onus was upon the government of Sierra Leone to correct that information. Because definitely, you know, once you earn for the soil or for your government to be linked to something incorrectly, right? So if the government of Salone not take steps for correct that information at the time, which they were very well aware of, and decide for make it take residence na the cloud space, and decide for make it take residence na the hands of the Interpol, decide for make it take residence na the hands of international media, then not only Matilda, they can correct that information they for them. This is where maybe my maybe strictness comes in, where I will not do the job that someone ought to have done for their nation and their country. That information is still out there, very accessible. You just need to know how for search and usai for search and usai for ask the questions then. So if Sierra Leone as a nation, or the government of Sierra Leone as a nation, or one for them for be associated with such, there is something called dispelling and debunking. They had the chance to do so and they did not. If somebody say Matilda, you're not Tifuman, and then go write to the international newspaper and publicize them all over the world, and me no say I get evidence for sure, say me not to Tifuman, concrete evidence, I go Canada and say, here are my evidence to dispel what has been said about me, and for proof say the person where they call Tifuman, not to Tifuman. That's all me I have to say about that one. Now, about this Yosh story, I want for make we go into, sorry, if you notice say I'm a little bit slow, it's just because there's been some electrical malfunction on my host right now, so both of my screens are down, some of my lights are down, but good thing at least the show not go down. So I'm a little bit like keeping my ears out to make sure everything is good. I want for make we go to what followed the how they call the publication of the Guardian newspaper. Make we go to the Dutch journalist and the outcome of that. Make we go to the article day from the Dutch journalist, what happened with the Dutch journalist. And even then, I also get some questions, and because today, like I say, I am going I'm just asking questions because really that's what the show is about. We ask the questions, we throw it out there. You, the viewers and listeners, you can comment if you have suggestion. If you know anything, like last caller, say in can see I'm with certainty. Say this, that. That's fine. This is why, for me, I welcome opinions, I welcome views, but at the same time, doesn't necessarily mean that with absolutes, I will take it. Where I can absolutely say yes with all confidence, I agree, I will say it. But where I differ, I will also say it. And I feel say everybody, all the viewers and listeners and callers them, also get right to that. So, I'll just wait for the technical team for pull up the article, the press release from the Dutch, yes, journalist. Whew. Yes, so Dutch journalist arrested in Sierra Leone for questioning. Now, so the news begin. So, Freetown, Thursday, 13th February 2025. The Sierra Leone police have confirmed the arrest of Dutch journalist Sophie van Leeuwen in Freetown. She was arrested along the peninsula in the company of a local journalist. According to the police, Sophie is being questioned on suspicion of possible espionage and for allegedly conducting documentary work without the necessary permission. According to the local journalist, Sophie claimed she had accreditation from the Ministry of Communications and Civic Education as a foreign journalist in Sierra Leone and even attended the ministry's last press briefing and asked questions during the presser. President of Women in the Media Sierra Leone, Estina Boy Mandy Taylor, sorry, the writings are very small, that's why I'm kind of whatever, confirmed that Sophie contacted her for assistance in acquiring media accreditation before coming to Sierra Leone. The police assured that Sophie is presumed innocent until proven otherwise and emphasized their commitment to conducting an objective investigation. They also said they will determine whether to close the case or proceed with further inquiries based on the findings of the investigation. Sophie is African correspondent at RTL News. Slash is closely monitoring the situation and urges due process and respect for press freedom in handling the matter. We will provide updates as more information becomes available. So, according to our investigation, this person here, first of all, make a backtrack. No foreign journalist, as far as me know, even me, when I a born Sierra Leonean, yeah, at the time, not so now, because I know for sure now they are so good to they listen me. Because right now we get over 100 and something people here where they listen, no more now YouTube. And then we get to other platform them as all side one. At the time when I've been the conduct field investigation, remember, I am not a journalist by profession. No, I'm not. I'm a communicator by profession. But when I'm in the conduct field investigation, even me as a Sierra Leonean, where I hold Salone passports, I'm not being they go there as a Sierra Leonean. I was going there as a Canadian. Guess what? I not just take and say because na Salone are born, me na Sierra Leonean, and so therefore I walked into Sierra Leone blindly without having accreditation. Not they make that mistake there. I made sure I had my accreditation. I had everything I needed legally before I must foot in the country. Because I knew I was going to be going to events, I knew I was going to be attending press conferences, I knew I was going to be attending parliamentary sessions, and so at no point I not been want to make anybody question me why, or me how, or me what for. I had my accreditation. Any side where they go, I've been go with my accreditation, so long as it had to do with matters of the state, where me, even a born Sierra Leonean at the time at there as a Canadian, I made sure I was covered. And so therefore, following that same principle, I cannot imagine how a trained journalist, foreign journalist, as a matter of fact, reporting for a major international news agency, would step foot in the soil of another land, not ensuring that she's properly accredited to be there. Because first of all, just like me, the first place where I reached na Salone, the first place where I go na Sludge office, that time their office was, I think, at Cambo Street. Make I tell you no more now. I don't know what side the office there now. But then their office was by Cambo Street. You pass Congo Market Small. Make a give they break down. You pass Congo Market Small. You knock them up. And then the office been there. At the time I was there, as a matter of fact, Umaru Fofana was the Sludge president. And so I had a conversation with him, tell him why I am there, blah, 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 blah. We talked a little bit here and there, jazz a little bit, blah, 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 get me accreditation, boops, on my way. So I made sure they knew I was there, even though me na born Salone Titi, Mama Salone, Papa Salone, Granny Salone, Grandpa Salone, family Salone, I made sure of it. So if me when I born Salone, we can make sure of that. Where sometimes we can say, oh, you know, nationality, I can use that and whatever. But I'm like, no, I'm not going into this country as a Sierra Leonean. I'm going representing the flag of Canada. And because I am going representing the flag of Canada, I have to ensure that whatever legal documents I need, according to the country, I take with me. Even though we are open me mouth, they knock the Creole Jamawas. I remember at the time some parliamentarian be like, you just speak, you all say you did at this up parliament now, so I hope say they waiting and you just sit and laugh. I'll just smile and go my way. One thing I will say though, they were very professional with me. That I make us say for me, Sierra Leone, I will talk me experience of Salone, I go talk and the way our experience usai bad I go talk usai a good I go talk usai there are areas for fix I go talk. Those parliamentarians were absolutely professional with me at the time. Sometimes in a canteen, I can even sit down and interview some of them. Some of them are in their office, I can sit down and interview them. Some of them are outside of parliament. Some of them are, just before parliament, they meet, I can interview them. Very professional. Back in Canada, they say, that journalist lady, and they cancel back. But I was not a journalist. But the work that I was doing at the time required interviews, required investigation, required me being and having access to certain places. So just imagine if me get accreditation and the one way they report for international news, now you not go get accreditation. It's like Umar Ufofana going to Nigeria and covering the news in Nigeria without having the accreditation to cover news in Nigeria. Are you kidding me? Or Hassan Husseini going to, Hassan Haruni going to whatever and go cover. No, it does not work that way, people. Make we left this thing way something we can do, we make like we say we don't understand, just for create story. And sources have confirmed that this woman, as a matter of fact, this lady has been at several press conferences in Sierra Leone doing her job. She's been at several press conferences in Sierra Leone because they're an African correspondent. And if they're an African correspondent, means they cover news from Salone. They cover news, I don't know if now West Africa they attach them to or detach them to or whatever. And then all of a sudden, amongst the 1,000 white faces, the one I can see all of a sudden at this one so I start because somebody don't tip and say, hey, so and so post in a Dutch national. Like we left them kind of see us. It's not good. It does not tell or smell well for our image and how we conduct ourselves professionally. Because first of all, let me tell you something. That woman working in Sierra Leone, no matter if not day, night, whatever, she will not go anywhere without having her accreditation on her. So even I'm even 100% confident that the 10th step where they go arrest her and say they go investigate her even getting accreditation on her. And I am happy that Sludge jumped in and someone from Sludge jumped in and said, no. As a matter of fact, she contacted us for accreditation. And this woman is accredited. Because professional people follow professional code of ethics. It is very important. But as how they go, I don't go report one side, I don't report the other side. And I think immediately that thing they begin make news, I think this is what happened. Now I am hypothesizing. I can't hypothesize. I think this is what happened. I think immediately that news went out and it was confirmed by the Minister of Communication. I think say somebody called them, somebody with sense, call them and say, yo, that road one I want to take so. Not get for born good picking for now. Already you are in the mud. Already you have soiled yourself. So instead of make you left the permine just the grown and the white, try for put small soda soap around and see how you able to contain the spread of the permine. I think someone called you. Because few minutes later or few hours later, this is what would come out. Make we read the press release. Make we read the press release from the state. So a few hours later after that news day, rush everybody. And I think, like I said, my hypothesis is that someone with common sense call and say, brah, now they play too much. You people play too much. There's a time for play and there's a time for seriousness. And right now it's time for seriousness, brah. Una chillax. This is what came out on the same day. 13th February 2025, subject investigation of a Dutch journalist, Miss Sophie van Leeuwen. The Sierra Leone police hereby inform the general public that Miss Sophie van Leeuwen, a Dutch national journalist, was arrested at the criminal was interrogated at the Criminal Investigation Department, CID headquarters, Pademba Road, Freetown, in connection with her activities in Sierra Leone. And let me tell you now, Miss Sophie, she is not the only foreign journalist in Sierra Leone. There are many other foreign journalists in Sierra Leone because international news agencies or corporations, then they send them out now different countries them for cover news. That is why it's called the news. Information, seeking information. If they do not have someone on the ground that they are working with, sometimes they deploy their own people on the ground to look at certain things. Like I say, the report where I bring come to Una, say I've been they watch French news this afternoon, and how I take notice but the dangers, how we don't deplete women grooves them, how the sand mining, the dangers the way they cause the where we know they take care of we ecosystems them. The activities them, the degradation of the ecosystem them, the repercussion of that, waiting gets for happen, How did you think that report came about? It wasn't a Sierra Leone trained journalist that put that report together. No, it wasn't. It was a foreign journalist investigating climate change, the impact of climate change in different countries, but noticing that Sierra Leone, especially Freetown, they at higher risk than a lot of other places then. Now they put together the reports there and then package them and then they tell a story. It was not done by a Sierra Leonean journalist, but in order for her to do this, she had to interview Sierra Leoneans. She interviewed people at Kube. She interviewed people at John Obe. She interviewed people at another village, I don't remember. She interviewed people in Bond. She interviewed the mayor. She interviewed different stakeholders then. They go on site to take pictures then, take video shots, and then put in story together. And it became a documentary that I was able to see watching the French news this afternoon. And I'm like, oh, this had to do with my country. As a matter of fact, they advertise about 3 hours prior to, before they finally bring the documentary in. And every time they would advertise it, I would sit there and be like, oh, this has to do with my country. I need to know what is going on. This is information. This is key. And so I sat watching the French news for 3 hours, one not been planned for, just because I wanted to wait until that documentary comes on for make us see waiting and put together. So basically, what am I saying? I am saying that there are lots and tons of foreign journalists in our country, and they have the right to be there. Because they're not kind of on espionage duty or spying duty. They can cover real events, real happenings that not only affect Sierra Leoneans, but also affects the world. So let me continue on with this press release from the Sierra Leone police. It goes on to say, following her compliance with the interrogation, when was released to continue her work, the Sierra Leone police would like to assure the public of its unwavering commitment to press freedom, public safety, and the rule of law at all times. Absolutely, it is your duty to keep to safeguard life and property. That is the primary duty, sole responsibility that you have. However, in dispensing this one, when was the last time when you say all the journalists them we can watch the press briefings then? We can watch even the police press briefing. We can watch even the communication minister in Daily Tuesday briefings them. Where the camera can turn small, you can see all them foreign journalists that work inside there. Why make they no one day arrest none of them? Or they no one day interrogate none of them? Why make now this one so all of a sudden singled out because she's a Dutch national on a single amount? Because when I get the capon, because the capon of the drug baron, the capon, the inside the country. And the capon happened for be. Let us stop this, okay? Let us stop this. It's not good for our nation. It does not give us a good look. Yeah? And then no mommy gets for say. It's not a good look on us. It's not a good look at all. But we will continue to follow this story. Because this story not done it. This story get tentacles. This story also, I have the feeling it's like an octopus. Right? If anybody, don't eat calamari, know eating calamari. Calamari is, calamari like octopus. Get tentacles there. So one tentacles, get different tentacle for put them locally like brass spider. This story like brass spider. Get boku handle. Trust, people trust. Like a coach. Get boku foot them. So we'll continue to follow the story and we'll continue to bring you updates and analysis on the story, because at the end of the day we just want a safe Sierra Leone. We don't want a Sierra Leone where it becomes a city or a free town that becomes a city of cartel, or a Sierra Leone, a nation that becomes a nation of drug cartels. Right? We don't see waiting they happen at places like Colombia. We don't see waiting they happen at places like Mexico. I mean, the cocaine fights in the hills, the Alpines, the mountain of the Afghanistan mountains. We don't see all of them one day. So basically, some of you not go look at me and say you don't like Salone or you hate Salone, depending on how you decide for look at them. But the truth is that we all just want a safe Salone. At the end of the day, we might not go visit Salone every year in Copa, because no, me not go spend $4,000. I not go spend $4,000 gonna just because in that country they are born in that country. I not go spend $4,000 go to that country where I get the option for spend 1.5. 1.5 we mean for say they keep change. When I get the option for spend 1.5 go Ivory Coast, I get the option for spend 1.5 or 1.6 go Ghana. They're all beautiful West African countries, and then still keep change. And then I say just because na Salone are born means I for go Salone, go double money, go spend double money. I don't think like that. I don't think like that. Money acts for fun, money acts for make, and I value and respect money. I value and respect money, and because I value and respect some people, hey, don't say you can't tongue. Hey, don't say for try calm, not for say I don't want calm. Yes, I want calm like everyone. I want that fresh sea breeze for bang me face. I want that well, I don't know how it is right now, but the one thing I used to love going to Freetown, going to say is that where you don't reach Nalungi, when that plane do much not happen, the one hit when they bang you first, I can always somersault because I'm not used to it. Me eye and me head can go for about a couple of minutes before my body can get that yourself and say, Titina, yeah, you born. You must survive. Since I was a child, I always loved it. I don't know why, but when I up in that place, I don't reach the one hit where they bang me face first. It is somersault me. And then my body and my brain get for recalibrate themselves and come into balance and say, Titi, you have come into your soil. Hello, handle it. I love that. But I'll not do that at the expense of exorbitant spending. I will not. No, I don't do them. Okay. So, the phone lines are still open, people. The phone lines are still open. I want to move on to something where, like someone like me, I dey sit down here, I dey talk day, year in, year out on Saturdays. And mainly, Yes, I talk about issues that affect women. I talk about FGM. I talk about women abuse. I talk about women empowerment. I talk about equity. I talk about gender issues. I talk about humanitarian issues, right? I talk about all dandy. But if I put the percentage of how much I can give to them kind talking day, in totality, to me sure I go say na 15%. I go say na 15%. When mean say about 85% of my show is based on policies, governance, strategies, laws, law and order, rules and regulation, the politics, the happening of the politics and all of that, international as well as local. So, for somebody like me, with a tinap nayaso and take on their issues then they, I would like to know that if I take me back, not to Canada born, na Salone born. In as much as yes, I dey give to charity in Canada, where at the end of the day, then charity, then they why they give to na Canada or why they give to international, then they give me tax receipts. Then they give me tax receipts where at the end of the day, that tax receipts, they want to file me tax system at the end of the year. Again, we can say, and this now give to this charity na ya ona, then now give to this charity na ya ona, then now give to this church na ya so. And they help for cushion me tax. It help for cushion me tax. So it is like a hand go hand come type thing. Not also. But the one where they send go salon as remittances. Few days ago, I no fumble to them, I don't know one by blood, I don't know one by any sign. I just send money for somebody that I feel need to advance their education because they have proven that they are interested in educating themselves. For make them pay for their matriculation fees and other things. That is free giving, charity. But like I say, that money they, why don't send go salon so right now? It is not accounted for in my taxes anywhere in Canada. The money they want send go inside free money was send go inside free chom like Christmas for buy less for their amputees them. It is not accounted for in my taxes anywhere in Canada. The money what they send go inside free tone or inside salon to different people then. The truth is that 60 or 70% of the time when they send money in a free tone, not to me blood relatives them at all. These are people are not fumble with, are not sabi them from Dondo, but the heart of a humanitarian. That everyone must thrive, everyone must, help as much as you can. Like I said, that money they know the future any sign of me taxes as a tax deduction we go help me tomorrow for cushion me while they go to me taxes. But if they go inside salon, helping for help somehow the situation in whatever way. So basically, what am I saying? Like somebody like me now, because I sit down I say something we're not agreeable with you. Or because you feel say I criticize you in a way that is not agreeable with you. Or because you feel say I don't battle you in the way where I supposed to battle you, I'm just you don't know more like mumu and follow everything where you say. And then me taught me panchis. I put together me I said, make I go Salone, the land of my birth. Make I go spend 2 weeks, 3 weeks. Make I just go relax and cool me head down. And then come back and take on the stress of working and giving. And at the end of the day, I don't get a tax break for it. And then I go inside there. And then somebody decide. Say just because they can. And just because they want to show me. Or just because they want to prove something. And take me then go keep me in a jail. Say because they not agree with what I say. Me people, let me is that right? Is that fair? My landing, maybe me delivery, like I say, we all get ways of delivery. And now, before I go inside this story, I show a little bit deeper. I want to make we play the CTV News, Calgary. We come out now about our hunts. And like I say, I've been on you now at the beginning of the show, a small rundown of what our hunts be. Now is Sierra Leonean. She used to be a dancer. She she's part of the entertainment industry. Now salon, you get your music them way you waiting and call. She works here as I believe in mental or social work in Calgary. She was married to a white Calgarian. I would say Canadian, but Calgarian, with whom she bore 2 kids, a girl and a boy. And prior to that, she had a son. So she's a mother of 3. She went to Sierra Leone. And remember, say this woman don't go salon in and out of Sierra Leone before this arrest. The said video that she's accused, that she allegedly, because of what she said, caused disruption in the country. That said video was out there in the cloud system, and I can say without hesitation or without an iota of a doubt that this lady has been to Freetown 4 or 5 times after that video was made, and she was never questioned or never arrested. But at this particular point, competing in a show, a national show, I don't know the details of the show, so don't ask me because it's not something I pay attention to. And she was arrested on live television. I waiting in crime. Her crime was, they say he insults President and First Lady. Make me watch the news and then I will talk about this a little bit.
The daughter of a Canadian woman who was arrested live on a reality TV show half a world away is speaking out tonight, pleading for her mother's release from prison. And she spoke to CTV's Kathy Lee.
A mother and daughter's bond is unbreakable, but Alicia Hunt has had to be even stronger than that, speaking for her mom sitting in a Sierra Leone prison for more than a month now.
We've had many restless nights.
Not to say anything.
Hawa Hunt's arrest was captured on live television in December. She was a contestant on Sierra Leone's House of Stars, a reality show. The 42-year-old Calgarian who has dual citizenship in Canada and Sierra Leone was thrown in jail for criticizing President Julius Maada Bio and the First Lady in this social media post in 2023. Hunt says her mother and the First Lady grew up together.
Technically, my mom did break the law. However, I do feel that her punishment has been unjust.
Hunt apologized after her arrest, but it wasn't enough. Prosecutors claim her video incited public disorder and damaged the reputation of the country's leader and his wife.
The Cyber Security and Crimes Act was not supposed to be used to suppress dissenting voices or to hinder free speech.
Amnesty International agrees, demanding for Hawa's release and a fair trial, saying her multiple requests for bail have been refused while her mental health has been affected. The single mother of 3 awaits her second trial in Sierra Leone's High Court and will apply for bail again. Her family is worried about her treatment in jail.
Even though her mental health is not doing the best. She's really trying to stay hopeful.
Global Affairs Canada says it's aware of the arrest of a Canadian citizen in Sierra Leone, and consular officials are in contact with local authorities. Kathy Lee.
Canadian.
Yes, absolutely. Without any iota of a doubt, Global Affairs is aware of it and working on the issue, on the matter. Public disorder and disgrace. How do what rule tape are we using to measure public disorder and disgrace? Because to me knowledge, me not see any riot will take place after our in video. I don't see any protest will take place as a result of our in video. Disgrace in what sense? Our is but a grain of sand to be able to bring you down. You people grew up together, as a matter of fact. Now, this is what I will say. Everybody gets different form of delivery, different form method of delivery. The way when we go present and deliver a subject matter, not so in that same vein day another person could present and deliver the same subject matter. And that is okay. You see, when you decide for become a public servant, you also at that point take a oath to forgo your quote-unquote dignity of living. Why do I say that? Even in their country, they are so with all of the rules and safeguards and everything, people still have distrust about public servants sometimes, about the system. Now, let alone in the spaces that we come from, where jalan in front of you play of you, yeah, people are being ripped off. No empathy, or it appears sometimes that empathy is not shown or displayed. So sometimes people are pushed against the wall, and when they are not able to breathe, their reactions are not tempered. And sometimes, even if it is tempered, it is not measured. And sometimes, even if it is tempered and measured, the way the delivery is done leaves one sometimes to say, Usayokomot. Sometimes I have asked the question here sometimes on certain situations where I will say, was this person raised or were they dragged? Na osi komot on a home ikomot. Because you see, when you come out na home, there is a way you approach issues. When you come out na OS, there is a way you approach issues. Sometimes life experiences molds you into something between us and home. Sometimes life experiences will mold you into something between us and home. I don't give you 3 examples. Where this one happens to fall is left with you to decide. However, as a woman, as a mother of many, as a carer, as a humanitarian, as an activist, as a philanthropist, I cannot sit back and be quiet. I don't talk about this issue too often. I spoke about it once here briefly, not going into too much detail, waiting for something like this. And I spoke on it on my personal platform. And I'm like, let's bygone be bygone. I even made reference to the fact that, listen, if we go back and listen to the edicts of even with First Lady, some of the things them way he say to the nation, if we can forgive and forget and move on and let bygone be bygone, uswana in crime. What is a crime? What is a crime to not let her go? Na talky, no kill nobody. What public disorder did her statements bring? What form of disgrace did her statement? As a matter of fact, the world did not even know of the existence of her utterances until you made them know the existence of her utterances. The world not be know wetin I want talk and wetin is say. Now we your authorities them by their action they now don't make the world don't understand and know wetin our talking wetin he do. You saw the statement of Amnesty International who came in and said, let her go. This is, first of all, this law is very biased. It's not a conscientious law. We see the Guardian come again, they make a news. Now we see CTV Calgary cover and from the coverage of CTV Calgary, it has gone viral, it has gone worldwide. Why we continue for bring attention to ourselves for things that are fickle? Because in my opinion, you know, like any side power to say our customer. Honestly speaking. And make the caller wait for me. According to what I make for understand, both the First Lady and the President said they have no hands in her arrest. So if the First Lady and the President allegedly they are claiming that they have no hands in their arrest, why have gone to this woman for 3 months in jail? At the time this news was published, she was making a second appearance in court. As at now that I am speaking on this matter, she has made her 3rd appearance in court and bail has been denied 3 times. One of the public officials inside the communication by the name of Mike Berewa Canada and talk say bail was granted to her. And I'm glad he waiting the woman in Pikindu. He come and make a video in captioning my Berewa statement and say, my mother has not been granted bail. She has been refused bail. So please, she's appealing with the authority, grant her bail. She's not a flight risk. She's a Sierra Leonean. And as far as I'm concerned and as far as I know, given all of him boss or whatever, people are raised differently, People approach things differently. But even this individual is a humanitarian at heart. He don't do a lot for people in a salon. He don't do a lot for different communities in a salon. So if even not for anything, for the fact that the hard money that she works here, she has used some of that money to send remittances back home to help people that she's not even related to. How about you show mercy and just let this woman be? If even if una no want her now on our country again, una make am clear say you cannot enter the shores again, but let her go. What is a crime really? In the thick of an election year, tempers are running high, emotions are running high. The president said he was going to make, I think, a 40 million industry somewhere, or had given 40 million to some community. Me not even remember the story again. And Awa took offense to that statement and called them out. And later on, yes, the words that she used to some might be deemed inappropriate. But to others, she spoke her mind. Like I said, people are different in their measure and in their words. Like the person that came and say make them chop the private parts them or hack the private parts them of the man in a salon. And I know that talk that what they not to so. That was harsh. But who questioned her? Who threw her in jail for saying that? And many other. So if the population can look the other way and let go, why don't you all look the other way and also let go? After all, are we all not Sierra Leoneans? Have we not said harsh things? Have we not hurt each other? Have we not said derogatory things to each other? During the campaign, what was it that was not said? I mean, for it not to have been said must have to have been left to the imagination. But here we are. Here we are. Here we are. Make I take the caller and then I will continue and wrap up the show. Caller, waiting on your name and who's you they call from, please.
Good afternoon, Meltida. At the call from Virginia.
Yes, good afternoon.
Yes, I just want to ask a question. The question is why you and the VOS also get pin for something? Because it's make the talk so when I get pin, these government here so they on a power, they be the expectant here for don't go away. And nobody the expectant here so after 2 weeks when I go talk about again. But when I so get pin, they go bless when I for a pin. Now make una achieve because even education, if you not pin param, you not go achieve what you want. Now make una able this one, and they encourage the voice of VOS family. No continue for talk about the good thing that country today. But it's what happen with this country also, especially power. Then get one thing, the industry can almost say if the way you try for help them talk against them, they use that to the supporter and say this now power, this now APC. When they use the word APC, they can almost say APC not to Sierra Leone for telling her something for do something. They just want to say, hey, Meltina them, VOS them, APC them. Okay, let us say na APC. APC no get right for count good initiative for tell una follow una kind of government now for help and change the people in life. So I'm not for listening to any other party again, which is completely wrong. And this what happened to this with sisters or our now doing campaign is still happen for God's sake. Now doing campaign, everybody could talk all kind of bad talk them. Who's talk no day with Fatima Bio no talk? Wait, if it's map with Ernest Kumar say they no go compare themselves or certain people will be the course. Even in the mother Bio self, the people will be the challenge self. For challenge them. You cannot not be the work. You will talk anything and no. But when campaign done, for God's sake, it's bigger work for do. You will continue for the work we don't sign for the people them. But they know how for do them. They just it's for do for the polar country no more. And I encourage the VOS family, Mr. Kagbo, and everybody within the VOS family them. This cookie business, no, let them go. These are the voice editor for set. If you see we sit down, if you never use the bond, you sit down, sample, say, let me not worry. So man, I need the camper. Now that the voice editor for shut down so is freedom of speech, then it's shut down so. So they ask everybody do look what's map and fight for the right thing. Because we would not carry the question as we need to achieve, we expect us to go down. Now for go execute and they follow, we make sure say the country will move the better way we don't can see and the country are. But at the wrong way, some people who come over say we don't care go and that country. Because look this cookie policy where there's this immigration boss, it can buy 3 host America so. And it's not like worth for like 1.something billion for 1.something million for like by 3 hosts now. And it's completely wrong. And then the past they see people so far, they look at the system people so far safe. I don't make this example, I'll come back. Then when they go up that tick, then they go pick the rep with the gun down. At least when they go up and pick the rep and they let them shake the tick so that people survive. Not so that they do. Then just make sure say suppress people anything they like people say, by the left, your body out. Not so that we want this time around. We want development for that country day. And then they discourage where they oversee. And what they oversee, now they make that country they run. Because if they send money to people under, that means they have the call for no say, I guess somebody, I get me in America or Canada, where they help me. But if we not in also, that country we don't serious war. Because we see how the country so stiff and so skanga. You understand? And when they ask Mother Bill and the entire team, what is so wrong for police man send them? So you can listen through my phone. I hate it on be but I continue quick. So what I tell says if they find out say this man would be said and seen at church, let them present and say, okay, this man will assist na church. Now in this so then go to any radio station then VOS or whatever or VOA or whatever they call your station as. I don't forget their own self as alone. Let them come and say, okay, me that the post then seen at church, me not to cook a person and they allow the ask and question everything. After that, say all the question and they fellas not to him, they produce it to the Dutch. Where Dutch can say and say no to him. What will the government do now? The government goes sue the judge for letting the scandalize the Nepal wrong way for cocaine to we. But why they keep the man that because again together, those of that man the Olam, they go pull all waste do. So we'll say that I'll try for call back because I like for below abiding. I don't give people me is. May God bless you and God bless the VOS family.
All right, thank you very much, caller. So basically, like I say, for me, this is not an issue of begging the state. This is not an issue of begging the president or the first lady. This is just an issue of do the right thing. Una bring calm cyberbullying law. But una also know that that law is the most arbitrary law ever created. What is the purpose of it? What is the goal? Is this it that if somebody criticizes una using appropriate words on una, if the person set foot na the shores of Salone, una take him, una put him on Pademba Road for 3 months, 4 months, una deprive him of his subsistence living because basically, as far as I know, Awa has a mortgage to pay. She's got a home. So, which means for 3 months now, depending on me no know in savings, me no know in financial situation. For 3 months now, I don't know if her mortgage has been paid, if her bills have been paid. Food is, whatever. And plus, una put on hefty lawyer bills. For what? What proof do you have to show that her statement incited or, caused public disorder? What? And how, like I said, waiting at the barometer, waiting at the yardstick one they use for measure that. When I say international disgrace, waiting they happen to Wisho right now. Can you compare it to what she said? Waiting they happen to Wisho right now as a nation. Can we compare waiting our say to this? Our focus and attention is to be how we for clean we image, not to somebody we go, chair. Una refuse and bail. Now the third term this now because she was in court last Friday, if I'm not mistake. Una refuse and bail again. On what grounds? On what grounds is she being refused bail? Who is manipulating what behind the scenes? And what do you stand to gain from it? Yes, I can take one more call. What do you stand to gain from it? So now when I treat and that kind of way he come, he recover himself and whatever and gain hatred for it because it will not be about you anymore. It will be about the nation. It will be about the people who used to benefit from her. The small paper where they send down there and help people them. And help single mothers them. And pay school fee for people them. If it harbor that hate the experience, that small contribution will be the goal for lift up people them off poverty. In an action cut down there. Una know most president and the lambeske up and down. We own prime minister na so una know almost insults them then they baptize them with every second. The one we don't can turn the world upside down on its head on how rulership and what ruling is supposed to look like Donald Trump. Una know almost baptism then they get by the seconds. The one we been there before and Joe Biden, una know almost baptism then they get by the seconds. Obama, una know almost then and they put them in a deeper inside the water, they baptize and they bring and come up. They deeper inside the water, they baptize and they bring and come up. Who have you seen being arrested as a result of that? Now let me even go to our continent. George Weah, former President Weah. When I don't talk TikTok dancer, I've allegedly coming on the TikTok back then. Can send me one video there. Una know almost them baptize them baptism by water, by fire, and by the Holy Ghost. He arrest somebody for that. The former president of Ghana, Nana Akufo-Addo, una know almost baptizing them in the trust and by the seconds. Man, where they make and believe say they win the election, and then on the election day they don't ready for them. In party, in history, they lost the worst way ever. What other baptism is that? And not to the other, than a political baptism. The Ghanaian language then. Una know how them in the game woto. Who they arrest? Who is been arrested? Mahama, when are the new president who don't come? Una know how they receive woto. Who they arrest for that? The Nigerian president. Una know how they receive woto. Who has been arrested because of that? We have to stop this spirit of vindictiveness in our society. It is not good. They make we heal. They make we continue for harbor. Let me take this last call and I'll close the show for tonight. Caller, waiting at your name and also they call from, please.
Yeah, I call from Washington.
Yes, please go ahead.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for the good work on they do. And better when they make the truth they come out, and people in the able for understand and see exactly which they go on a salon. You see, when the government come to power, then then go against the libel law. They say that law they go after journalists or whatever. So then they count cyber law. They count this cyber law. The main thing they count the cyber law for go after certain people. Then we don't see waiting this word way our own talk so. Poku people don't talk. See, we worst pass our themselves. We don't hear people cost and escoma, mama, cost and escoma. When the SLPP people the video then they out. They cost all APC people because that's when they have power. Cyber law no go for them at all. People they blow their mind. And when they blow your mind, it's different. Because you had to wham where they blow your mind. So you can talk them where you not go even expect say yes, you go talk. But now blow mind. You understand? So and we get a law in a salon within the constitution that this freedom of speech and expression, now freedom where everybody for enjoy. And the law then come with for counter that particular freedom day. Now which ones? And then do so against this lady. The last time we see Honorable must say during the campaign time, they make a statement. Then go arrest them. They say a cyber bully. That same statement where Honorable Kamosi say make. The first lady come, he make the same statement. Na American aya. Nothing no do to them. Now the same the Honorable Kamosi say first talk am. They arrest them, they can't go. They say he a bully. On the same statement, the first lady come and make them. Nobody no go after them. So this is the problem. The law na salon is not for everybody. You know, there is serious division in the country. And where this division will continue, development will come in the country. Because some people find they look at themselves say that they marginalizing too much in our society. You make a very important point just now. You say from when they arrest our hunt, no protest. And our hunts are part of the entertainment industry. No statement from the entertainment industry. Nobody, no protest for them. Me, I be talk the first that thing that happen, I be talk say the first people therefore don't take their stand. Now the people who organize the show. Now therefore we don't take the stand, say, no, we not agree. But they not do them. The people who decide the show, now therefore walk out of the show, as long as this particular lady not be part of the show, therefore walk out of the show. But nothing like that happened. The show still continue. So this is the problem at salon. People they know the problem, but they don't do anything for salvage the problem. We'll get a long road for work in a salon. If salon for better, now we all get for come on board for make salon better. More left for say this and me party, this and me this, and it will affect this person today. It affect you back tomorrow. So if we not take a stand now and team up for the right thing, then we dey lost salon for good. May God bless you now.
Thank you very much, caller. So, like I say, if the aim was to punish, if the aim was to squeeze her, if the aim was to shake her, to rattle her, you've done so already. Let her go. If that was the aim. Because like I say, you don't lose over 3 months of mortgage. that she'll have to catch up with. And depending on how long una keep am dey, una don't enter them into financial expenditure we not plan for in lawyer fees, right? The show where you go for go contest with, she has lost the opportunity. You know, they contest now the show again. So if there was a lesson, if the goal was for her to be taught a lesson or whatever it is, whatever whatever the convincing argument is that una come up with, do ya me the beg una. For the sake of the same mama salon, when a day we all born, we all come out. When a day we all they send we money then go. Where remittances make up, una no almost remittances make up where they hold that country day. Do ya? Una left this woman make it can be with him, picking them, make it can be with him, family them. If there was a price to pay, I think she has paid the price. If there was a price to pay, I strongly believe she has paid the price. Una release him, make it come home. And to the show organizers them, to me, I have to say, do not organize a show if you cannot safeguard, if you cannot guarantee the safety and protection of your contestants. Because I strongly believe that the woman he come and show, he come as a contestant. It is up to you, the organizer, to have protected her, to have made ensure her safeguard, ensure her protection. But in the event that you cannot ensure the protection, because when you get foreign contestants the way they come, when you get contestants them of dual Sierra Leonean nationalities the way they come, if una can't ensure, if una can't put safeguards them in place for ensure their safety and their protection, and that when they come inside the country for can do something else, by virtue of your show being published and being aired, their life is now in danger because they will be called forth or be summoned to answer to some kind of whatever query. Then you are not fit to run a show. You're not fit to put on that type of production. Because now inside you and under your custody, this happened. The moment she leaves the streets of Sierra Leone and he come inside her house as a participant, now you show she is 100% under your care and custody. If them be arrest them, say them be eliminate them, now the show, and Iwaka inside that you close quarter, the Iwaka come out na door, and then they arrest them outside the gates of your show, then I won't have anything to say to you. Because at that point, it don't come under your protection. But it was under your watch, under your protection that this happened. And so therefore, if you cannot put safeguards in place for ensure the security and protection of your contestants, then don't do a show, Mr. Val. Don't do a show. The entertainment industry has been quiet. But it is their norm. Then go tell you, say that they work behind the scenes. The women advocates, in fact, we tell they talk, we don't even have a civil society in Sierra Leone anymore because I wanted to say even civil society have been quiet. The only person who I don't see don't pick up this thing from an international standpoint is Amnesty International. Followed by The Guardian. Calgary News at 6. And from Calgary News at 6 now, in news go viral, in news go international. Because now, guess what? Now they don't tame win at the world. Because I was watching a French news as well. That Sierra Leone does not allow freedom of speech to its citizens. And when their citizens go back home, they will be arrested. If you no put no yes then a gun and no listen within the foreign news, then they talk about we. From this hour in case now, so now they don't take and say Sierra Leoneans cannot go home anymore should they be deemed to have criticized the establishment. I am sure that's not the type of publicity you want on your head. I am sure that's not the type of attention you want to draw to yourself. So do ya. The one that way involve, the one that way they draw string. Because there is a string drawing involved here. For those of you drawing string, release the strings, please. And let this woman be. And like I say, I talk because some of una now una go don dim me. I don't know category una go don class me. But that is our land too. We also have rights to that land. We also have rights to be free. We also have rights to speak. Just because we live here doesn't mean that we are excluded from participating. You want we money, but you don't want we more. It can't be. I'm looking at the time. I've overstretched, I've overextended the show. But I want to say boku thank you to all my viewers and listeners them. I think at the height of the hour we're at 200 viewers on YouTube. And someone heard viewers on Facebook and on our other platforms them. I appreciate you all for spending the time with me, for listening, for contributing. Let us agree to disagree. But through it all, let's allow love to rule. Compassion, humanity for one another. Until next time, Onotata.
That is so right, yeah now. What's if they do what we bother them, they deny. Push on the help, now them body just they try. So foot at them body, they and now they just they cry. When we bother them foot so they swell, now why? I don't know if now the chemical or what's in them they put. Best now for avoid them, nothing but the suit. Other food and they for it, come up be young kush. We still bring this message so you do work for you. On the me,
every day we they lost it in their life because of kush, yeah. Papa government, NGOs not come so we aim, yeah. You way they import kush, you know like Salone, no. And we value we like up the ice, it was say not a kush, me brother don't want before you tell me, say not a kush.